Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed and STO Reddit so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button, as it does help this video, but also the overall channel out. And also, if you're new here, well, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. Yes, captains, as we normally do, the ECs will be dropped, and then at the end give our conclusions. You already saw the thumbnail, so that is going to be the meat and potatoes of this video, but we will go over the latest, as I mentioned, from the X feed, which is this. So for the next 48 hours, R&D and duty officer packs will be 30% off, and that's a very good deal. A very good deal. On Xbox and PlayStation, they can still open into a Tier 6 promo ship. So this is for my console caps here. It is a flash sale. Now, we are a day late on this, but we'll read on here. Again, save 30% off on those Infinity promo packs. Temporal anomalies have opened a hole to an alternate universe, one with a fantastic sale. Captains, but this flash will only be available for a limited time, so from June 15th to the 17th on the console bridge, Xbox and PlayStation. Hurry and grab yourself some items, one of our largest discounts ever, before the portal shuts and it's all lost. Today's flash sale is 30% off on all Infinity Research and Development packs and Duty Officer packs. Remember, these packs could open into a Tier 6 ship, including the brand new pack-led Miracle Worker Club ship. Don't wait, the flash sale anomaly can be gone before you know it. So, as I said, this is a great sale. My recommendation is going to be the same as when it comes to the keys. When it's on sale, captains, buy this with the resources you have and save it until the end of the actual sale. And then keep an eye on the exchange, put it on the exchange, sell it for as max EC as you can, rinse and repeat until you have enough EC. I find sometimes these sell better than keys. That's just my opinion. That is how I've gathered EC resources over the years. And it's a great percentage off in my opinion. But that is it actually from the X feed. But we're going to head over to the STO Reddit. And as you already saw, the actual thumbnail, I think there could be some incoming ships when it comes to Spacebar. Well, what am I talking about? Let's head over here. So this was actually posted by Innocent Taylor. So legendary Excelsior Miracle Worker Heavy Cruiser made an appearance in Star Trek Lower Decks. So this was 2024 issue number 8. Now, let me be very clear. I don't really read the comics and such, but I thought this would be interesting and fun to talk about. Why? Well, as you can see here, we have the legendary Excelsior and an Ambassador class, but there are some real huge differences here. So we'll start with this. Now, it's kind of odd that these two ships actually are in a bundle together. Well, which bundle is that? This is this bundle here, the 11th anniversary bundle. They came in a 4 Starship Legendary pack, which of course include the Ambassador, the Excelsior, the Bop, and the 4 Cha. Now, these are the alternate skins. Now, we're not going to concentrate on the Horatio here, which is the Ambassador's legendary skin, but we're going to focus on this here, the legendary Excelsior. Now, I'm not going to lie. I do have this pack, but I'm not going to lie. This is not my favorite looking ship. It is, again, of the Excelsior lineage, and I think this was sort of meant to be a sort of pre-Excelsior, kind of in the Discovery era because of the nacelles, or at least that's where it took the inspiration from. Now, when we have a look here, as you can see, it still has that same look there, from the secondary hull to the nacelles. And again, there's that Discovery-esque nacelle. And now, of course, the animation in Lower Decks does get shifted a little bit in translation when it's coming from, you know, the anime style and imitating, of course, now this, the actual style of the repulse here. But look at the saucer, okay? The saucer is pretty unique. You can see there's like lines there, and there's like a little cutout there in the saucer. But this particular image, the repulse has the actual ambassador class saucer. So look at that. That's quite interesting. So here's another shot of a repulse there. I don't really like the name. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the name. Now, I'm trying to like it. There are some elements of the ship that I kind of like, and that's kind of secondary hull, but it kind of just seems too fat. Right? And then there is somewhat of a neck there, but it's so squat, really. And the ship itself is fine for, especially when you synergize the build, but the looks wise, not really the biggest fan of it. But I go back to this image here, and like I said, kind of maybe a future project for our devs, for Thomas, for Pundis, to give us this option, because I know this is not like alpha canon, and some people say this is like beta canon, but look at that. I think that'd be pretty cool if, because this legendary bundle, I don't really think it's the best one, to be honest. I think I ranked this pretty low on my ranking of legendary bundles, but I think this would be a cool addition and kind of future feature for this bundle if the saucers were actually swappable. Okay, so one feature that they can add again is having the ambassador class saucer go on to the repulse. So there's that. Now we're gonna move on to the ambassador. Now this ambassador looks like an ambassador. Nothing really too different odd about it here, okay? But there is a huge, kind of a glaring difference. Let me just put it that. There's a glaring difference. So we'll look at this image here. So I believe this is in STO here. As you can see, the pylons have a distinctive kind of L shape to them. Very distinctive. And let me just say, the ambassador class is one of my favorite Star Trek ships, and love that episode, yesterday's Enterprise. Comment below yesterday's Enterprise if you like that episode. But I just thought this was like a really classic design. But if we go back to that image here, look at that. The pylons are curved, as opposed to that distinctive L sort of shape has a curve to it. So the second feature to add to the legendary bundle, because why not? Because when we get those remasters, right, we get them free if we own the ship. So why not give it that distinctive little curve as opposed to the L? I mean, it's such a minor difference. Now the nacelles look okay. I think they're just anime-fied. Sure, we'll go with that. But they're pretty much, I'd say, okay. Actually, now that I look at it, it's different, because this actually has more of a rectangular shape as opposed to a more circular shape. So maybe that, give us an option to have this sort of rounder nacelle and a more curved pylon as opposed to the L pylon and kind of a squatter rectangular nacelle. I think that'd be pretty cool. And it would be an addition sort of feature to have this in this bundle to make it a little bit more appealing. Because Kitbash ability equals Space Barbie, and we all know that Space Barbie is the true end game for some captains. But I just thought that'd be cool to kind of discuss and talk about here again, because I thought I saw this, I was like, wow, that actually looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. And even have them swap out the actual, like, have these two ships Kitbashable with each other. Why not? I mean, we are starting to see that they can put one frame onto another in recent releases here, right? So I don't see it be a problem with these two ships. They're kind of almost the same in size. The Repulse is a little longer, but I don't think there should be a reason for it not to be able to be kit bashable with each other, especially with how they did it recent times with the Corolla, right? From the 15th anniversary bundle. So, I don't know. Captains, I'd like to know what you think. Again, I thought this would be just a cool discussion to have here on the bridge because I thought this was a very cool image and I love seeing this. And this is from Lodex. And I know, again, I understand that this is not alpha canon, this is beta canon, but one can have fun here on the bridge, right? And just discuss stuff to get us hyped and excited for possible future content here still. So, Thomas, Pundis, Deca, if you're watching, that is my 2 ECs. I think you should make this happen where we get these additional kit bashable pieces, make these two ships kit bashable with each other. I think it'd be a great feature to add and make that 11th anniversary bundle a little bit more appealing in future sales. So that's going to be the video. Again, just a little fun discussion here. So captains, do me a favor, hit that like button, comment below, let me know your thoughts and what you think on this. I'd like to know. Subscribe here to the YouTube bridge, and we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.